A very warm welcome to the news live from the National News Studios. I'm Sharifah Tahir.
And I am Lakshit Singha. We start off by taking a quick look at the top stories for tonight.
The President reiterates that international investigations on the Easter attack are not necessary. Minister Bandula Gunawardena says that a positive response on the second installment of the IMF is expected by this week. The Director of Irrigation rejects rumours on massive flooding in the Nilwala River Basin. Indian police investigations are on in search of media persons who are alleged to have been receiving funds from China. We now move on to those and other stories in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says an international investigation on the Easter Sunday attacks by any means are irrelevant.
He said in an interview with the Deutsche Welle television of Germany that several foreign agencies, including the FBI of the United States of America, have provided observation reports on the Easter attack. The President has strongly criticized the attitudes and policies of the Western media regarding other countries in the world.
Let's go to what has become probably one of the biggest stories in Sri Lanka over the last couple of weeks, which is a Channel 4 report on the presumed collusion of members of the state with a terrorist group in what is the worst terrorist episode.
Why do you treat Channel 4 as sacred?
I don't. I actually don't. I just think that there is here...
A lot of people in Britain don't.
So is this just, I mean, you flatly deny...
Why are you only asking Channel 4?
I'm not asking Channel 4. What I'm saying is that there is a very, just a second, there is a very concrete accusation. When there is an accusation of this size...
Look, just because the media gives accusation, why should I do it?
Well, I mean...
The former Attorney General has made accusation. The former Director of CID has made accusation. Why only that? Ask me on all four.
It's really not just Channel 4. It's a Catholic church that is asking for an investigation. It's actually a former president under whom you served.
Look, I'm asking you that. You didn't ask me that. When I pressed you only, you said that that he wanted that former president asked for it. You came with the Channel 4 report as gospel truth.
The point here is not gospel truth. Let me look. The point here.
Can you let me answer?
By all means, please.
Okay.
Please do.
Firstly, in regard to the Channel 4, I appointed the committee with a judge who's heading the committee, a former commander of the Air Force and a well-known lawyer to go into it. Secondly, in regard to the
there is nobody that believes that this commission has teeth enough to do anything other than the
that is your view, not mine.
No, it's not mine. These are actually the if I may ask the question.
Let me finish off.
You don't need to answer if you don't want, but I can ask.
I am telling you, that is your view, not mine.
No.
The committee.
This is a Catholic church.
Forget. I am not asking the Catholic Church. I am giving a reply. That is only the. I am dealing with the Bishops' Conference, not with the Cardinal.
Okay.
The Bishops' Conference wanted all the proceedings of the commission. I gave.
They're looking for an independent investigation that is transparent.
There was the independent commission that they agreed.
Well,
just because as far as I am concerned, you don't deal with the cardinals with the Bishops' Conference. I do, and they come and meet me, not you. You sit here, you take a piece of paper.
Certainly.
No, I have talked to the Bishops' Conference. I talk to them when I go back again. The second one is the parliamentary committee. So if there's anything that is not done on this, the parliamentary committee will again go into it. It's Parliament that has to finally decide. As far as President Sirisena's matter is concerned, I am going to he'll meet me when I come back and I speak to him, because since he appointed one commission, I want to ask him whether he wants to. I have done nothing. I am not involved in it. I am trying to resolve it. And you take a piece of paper by the cardinal and you are reading it out there. Have you spoken to the Bishops' Conference?
Sorry?
Have you spoken to the Catholic bishop?
No, I have not.
Then you have no right to ask me this question.
Well, I think that's an exaggeration. I think that it's in the public interest to ask the question.
The public interest I am answering. Who are you?
So, can I move on to the next question?
Okay.
So here is,
next question.
Here is, I mean, you cannot sort of, you
didn't come here to ask questions, you try to corner me. The government is not doing anything.
I have certainly not claimed that you're not doing anything.
You will take this Western attitude out. I said, you are doing it.
I think it's actually the case that you have several people that have requested an international aided independent investigation of the Eastern bombings.
Sri Lanka government doesn't have international inquiries. Full stop. A few people may have asked, but Parliament doesn't. And there is, I forgot to tell you, the FBI report which says that no one outside was involved. We had the FBI, we had the British police, we had the Australians, we had the Indians, we had the Chinese, all there, and the Pakistanis.
You do realize that this makes it look like you're paying lip service to the question of accountability. I'm not saying that you are. I'm saying that it makes it look.
No, sorry. If the FBI has come in, if the Indians have come in, if the English have come in, if the Australians have come in, if the Chinese have come in, and if those secret services agencies have given reports, then what are you saying?
Well, I'm saying that you have.
What I'm saying is you're talking nonsense.
May I ask? It might well be, but you have a long history. May I ask the question? You can answer whatever way you want, but if you would let me ask the question, then at least we could get to that.
I'm telling you, don't come and accuse me. That is not the way you run. Look, I have been doing this game long before you.
I believe you.
I've been involved in television, I've been in media.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay, right.
You will simply not accept.
I am telling you, we have a thing that the Western media thinks we are bad. The way we have inquiries, we are by using Sri Lankan personnel. Now you are saying, look, that is out. We don't.
I don't.
It is out. We will not have international inquiries on any issue. UK hasn't got. Germany hasn't got. What have you got? What is the international inquiry you are going into? What are the ones that UK has gone into? Why these poor Sri Lanka and Asians? You think we are second class?
No, I don't. At all. I actually think.
Okay. Do you think we are second class?
I don't.
Then why are you asking?
You can actually go yourself, and I'm sure you have seen the UN report for less than a month ago that is still talking about. May I finish the question?
No. I'm telling you.
Can I finish the question?
That UN report has been rejected.
By whom?
The government of Sri Lanka has rejected it.
Okay, the government of Sri Lanka rejected
it. Who has given it? I am not accepting that UN report.
So the UN is wrong about this?
Not the UN. The
Human Rights Commission is right.
Wrong. Yes.
The Human Rights Commission is wrong. Clearly, Amnesty and Human Rights Watch are wrong as well.
Human Rights Commission is wrong.
Okay, so
the report
the fact
given by
is
Human Rights Commissioner. If Amnesty International says there is something new, let them come.
Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says a positive response on the second loan installment of the International Monetary Fund is expected this week. He has made these remarks participating in the media briefing to convey cabinet decisions today. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that the economy in the deathbed was resuscitated with many reconstruction and not so popular measures. He added that, however, that the IMF, although praised some of the measures, was not satisfied with other measures and expressed their concern regarding three main issues. He further said that in the year 2022, 506 billion rupees were spent on Samruddhi and relief payments, which amounted to 28% of the tax revenue. He added that according to his knowledge and belief, a country is unable to allocate nearly 3/4 of a country's tax income on salaries and pensions. He also said accordingly, Sri Lanka's total tax revenue would be wiped away completely. Heavy restrictions have now been imposed on large-scale currency notes, printing and borrowing. Minister Bandula Gunawardena also said that the President has proposed alternate measures as further taxing of the public by the Ministry of Finance would become unbearable. The Minister has also highlighted the second issue pointed out by the IMF, which is the foreign reserve not being adequate to enhance assets. The third issue is lack of consistency in the frauds prevention. Although an anti-corruption draft bill was presented, the fund has pointed out the need to further strengthen the bill. He also said that a final decision would have to be taken after making a clarification to the IMF Board of Directors in Washington in the immediate future. Opinions have also been expressed regarding the Broadcasting Authority on this occasion. The minister said that there is no wish to censor social media. The aim of the draft bill is to set up an authority to regularize activities for the betterment of the society and to prevent all types of vices, including child abuse, aiding and abetting of the spread of rumors, creation of religious and ethnic dissensions, and if there are any undemocratic features in the bill, the citizens are able to go before the judiciary. He added that even the Supreme Court would not allow the Parliament to carry forward any undemocratic measure.
Meanwhile, the online security draft bill was presented to Parliament today. It incorporates several issues, including the establishment of a commission to consolidate safety of the online system. Meanwhile, the issue relating to the Mullaitivu magistrate also came under the attention of Parliament today. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that the resignation of the Mullaitivu magistrate is a serious issue. He added that this is a matter pertaining to the independence of the judiciary. Minister Wijayadas Rajapaksa said that the magistrate, after leaving the country, has sent a letter to the Judicial Services Commission saying that the mental stress has triggered him to resign from the post. He further said that the magistrate has a power to issue summons or warrants against any person who is believed to be acting against the Constitution. The minister further said that if the magistrate did not use such powers, the responsibility of such inability should be accepted by him. The Department of Meteorology forecast of continuation of the current rainy weather condition in the southwestern parts of the island.
The meteorology report adds that intermittent thunder showers were expected in the western Sabaragamuwa, southern and northwestern provinces, and also in the districts of Kandy and Nuwara. The report further predicts rainfall exceeding 75 millimeters in certain locations in the western Sabaragamuwa and southern provinces. Localized showers accompanied with thunder are also anticipated in the eastern and Uva provinces, especially in the evenings or at night. The Millakanda water gauge in the Kalu River has recorded a water level of 7.74 meters by evening today. The flood situation in the area is reported to be gradually declining. But our Rupavahini correspondent says flood situation in several locations on the Bulat Sinhala Molkawa main road, inundated due to the overflowing of the Kudaganga, has not yet subsided as well. Many low-lying areas in Bellapitiya, Anguruvattota and Maduravala are still underwater due to the overflowing of the Kaluganga. The overflowing of the Gingama has also inundated several low-lying areas and roads, especially the Badagama Dodangoda Road and the Badagama Nagoda Road. Yet, a somewhat drop in the flood condition has been witnessed in comparison to yesterday's situation. The Badagama water gauge has recorded a water level figure of 4.29 meters this morning. Meanwhile, Director of the Hydrology and Disaster Management Division of the Irrigation Department, Engineer SPC Sugishwara, has made a clarification on the water levels, and he said that there is no truth in the rumours being spread regarding a large-scale flood situation in the Nirvala River. He has requested the general public to focus attention on the official communiques issued by the department and not to be upset by the rumours.
Chief Medical Officer of the Colombo Municipal Council, Dr. Ruan Vijayamuni, says that an increase in the spread of dengue disease is witnessed with the onset of the rainy weather conditions. The highest number of patients have been reported from Colombo district, which is around 7 to 8 patients a day.
Dengue වගකීම අපේ අරමුණයි. ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය සමග මෝටීන්. ඩෙන්ගු නැති හෙටක්.
The highest number of patients have been reported from Maradana, Kirulapana, Kirula, Narahimpita, Colombo North, Mutwal and Mahavatta in the Colombo Municipal Council limits. The Chief Medical Officer requests residents to keep clean their houses, surroundings and to destroy mosquito breeding places. Meanwhile, statistics in Bangladesh show that more than 1,000 persons have been killed by the dengue disease in the country during this year. The figure represents a fourfold increase of dengue deaths in comparison to the previous year.
The National Housing Development Authority says construction of 98,000 houses stalled under several governments will be completed shortly. Chairman of the authority, Rajiv Suryarachi, says a sum of 24,000 million rupees will be spent in this regard. A mobile service to resolve problems in the Ran Pokunagama housing scheme in Itambua was held with the participation of the chairman and other officials of the authority in parallel to the World Habitat Day today. The Ran Pokunagama housing scheme with 1,610 houses was inaugurated in the year 1986. By now, the scheme has nearly 2,000 houses. The mobile service has provided solutions to many disputes, including transfer of houses, resolution of land and boundary issues, housing needs and other housing problems. On the sidelines of the mobile service, checks amounting to 6 million rupees have been handed over to 8 families under the Savannah Housing Aid program. Checks have also been presented to the value of more than 71 million rupees for 11 families under the A House for You and for a Better Tomorrow for the country. The NHDA has recommenced the construction of the Saperi apartment housing project. Accordingly, 132 houses will be constructed in the housing projects in Tangol, Moratua and Ran Pokunagama. The work is being carried out on the instructions of the Minister of Urban Development and Housing, Prasanna Ranatunga. It has been scheduled to vest with the general public of 3 multi-storied housing projects upon conclusion of construction before the end of the year.
The World Temperance Day falls today. All liquor shops in the island have been kept closed in this connection. The Liquor and Drugs Information Centre says nearly 50 persons are being killed in Sri Lanka daily due to affliction of diseases caused as a result of liquor consumption. The doctors say that around 20% of women are addicted to alcohol consumption. The World Temperance Day is being commemorated annually on the 3rd of October to enlighten the general public on the temperance movement. A special feature of today's events has been the provision of instructions to the people to completely refrain from consuming alcohol and to encourage the addicts to come out of the problem.
Minister Bandula Gunawardena says that the general public should be extensively educated on the institutions engaged in new manufacturing on behalf of the country.
He has made these observations during an inspection of the Lumala company, which is a pioneering institution in the field of manufacturing bicycles in Sri Lanka. The Lumala company produces nearly 500,000 bicycles annually, targeting the local and foreign markets. The minister has focused special attention on the production of electric bicycles by the leader in bicycle manufacturing in Sri Lanka for over 35 years. He has also monitored the production process in each division of the factory. The Lumala company manufactures several types of electric bicycles which could be charged in a single instance for a travelling distance of more than 100 kilometers with a cost of less than 1 rupee for a kilometer. Manager of the institute has stated on this occasion that there is a high demand for Sri Lankan electric bicycles from many countries, including the United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates and other European countries, as well as from India. The minister has also pointed out the need for educating the general public on the benefits of financial as well as fuel saving through electric bicycle usage.
The 154th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi was commemorated in India as well as in several countries of the world yesterday. In Sri Lanka, Mahatma Gandhi commemoration address was delivered by an internationally acclaimed intellectual and follower of Mahatma Gandhi, Don McAvanshi, at the Swami Vivekananda Indian Cultural Centre in Colombo last evening. Indian High Commissioner in Sri Lanka, Gopal Bagle, has presided over the event. The theme of the lecture has been how the policies of Mahatma Gandhi becomes applicable for social and institutional life. Many professionals representing numerous sectors in Sri Lanka were also present on the occasion.
It's an opportunity unparalleled in the history of, I think, Sri Lanka India society, and also this event, Mahatma Gandhi Oration. Last year we had the privilege of listening to Dr. Vinya Aryaratne, whose father has blazed the trail of Sarvodaya movement, Honorable Dr. A.T. Aryaratne, and also an awardee of Mahatma Gandhi Peace Prize. And it is this quintessential Indianness of Bapu but the universal applicability of that quintessential Indianness that defines him in very simple terms for most of us in India. And to also our neighbors and friends where Gandhiji came, for example, in the 1930s, here in Sri Lanka. You don't need to preach complicated philosophy, you don't need to preach complicated path of action, and yet you can produce an effect. But this effect to Bapu began not at the macro level, at the societal or national level, but it began within the individual first. And to us, who were growing at that time, 70s and 1980s, when we were growing up reading about the leaders of the freedom movement of India who bequeathed not only the freedom but also the constitutional structure, the democracy to the modern nation, the foundation of what India has become today, 75 years later, that was important. What you are outside can be no different in the ultimate analysis from what we are inside.
Everybody knows what 9/11 means in terms of a date, right, for the United States. What we don't know, most people don't know, is that 9/11, 1906, was the birth of Satyagraha in South Africa. And Gandhiji stood up in front of the audience there, Hindu, Muslim, Sikhs, and he said, we're not going to kill anybody. What we're going to do is we're going to refuse to cooperate with this law that was being passed to say that Indian citizens in South Africa had to carry a pass, they had to get fingerprinted like criminals, and that they could come into Indian homes without a search warrant, without a purpose. They could just, ready to pass that law in India. And he got them to pledge they would not comply with this law in the name of God. And what he did at that moment was fuse together social action with spiritual value, which, as far as I know, had not been done before. To me, that was one of the great genius moments of human existence, as far as I'm concerned.
The Cabinet of Ministers has approved the preparation of a draft bill for the establishment of a new university by the name Sri Lanka University of Education. It has also recommended to upgrade 19 out of 20 existing national colleges of education as university campuses. An expert committee has been appointed as per the Cabinet decision dated 4/12/2019 to make recommendations.
The aim is to turn the entire teaching community of Sri Lanka into graduates. Accordingly, the Cabinet of Ministers approved the proposal presented by the Minister of Education yesterday to advise the legal draftsman to initiate the preparation of new bill for the imposition of relevant legal provisions. The Cabinet of Ministers has also granted approval for provision of government land on lease basis for a 100 megawatt solar energy project. The proposal was for the acquisition of about 219 hectares of land in Siembalandu Divisional Secretariat Division of Monaragala District for Sri Lanka Sustainable Energy Authority for a period of 25 years. Cabinet of Ministers approved the proposal presented by the Minister of Justice for the setting up of a new commercial high court. The objective is to ensure expeditious disposal of the existing backlog of commercial matters. It is scheduled to be located at the address of number 80 Justice Avenue, Colombo 12. Construction of 1,996 units of houses under a donor program of China government for low-income generating families has also received cabinet approval. According to a proposal presented by the Minister of Urban Development and Housing, it is anticipated to settle residents of low-facility housing schemes within the Western Province in houses in the new urban housing schemes. The government of China has given its concurrence to finance a grant of 552 million yuan.
State Minister of Finance Jehan Semasinghe says that the main factor attributed to overcoming shortcomings in the state financial management is the maintenance of a proper evaluation process. The state sector is scheduled to introduce such a program with effect from January of next year. The State Minister, delivering the keynote address in the inaugural session of the Week of National Evaluation, further said that the government is ready to do away with the system of commencing projects without proper evaluation. He has also pointed out that such a procedure would pave way to utilize the tax money of the general public for the development process with a sense of responsibility and transparency. 8 pieces of bullets have been identified inside the body of a female elephant Sita.
However, it has not yet been confirmed whether they were pieces of the live bullets or rubber bullets. Upon parading the streets in the Perahera of the Mahayangana Rajamaha Viharaya, the elephant named Maharagama Sita was tied up near the Mahaveli river. According to the reports, a wildlife officer had fired at the elephant, mistaking it for a wild elephant. The injured elephant was subject to 3 medical tests yesterday. The medical examination was conducted with the participation of Director of Veterinary Medical Unit of the Department of Wildlife Conservation, Dr. Tharaka Prasad, Additional Secretary of the Department of Wildlife, Samanthi Ranasinghe, Veterinarian Dr. Madhusha Pereira of the Dehiwala Zoological Gardens, Dr. Tharindu Vijayakon of the Veterinary Medical Unit of the Sri Dalada Malikawa. X-ray scan and other tests were performed on the elephant. Veterinarian Tharaka Prasad has also inspected the place where the shooting was carried out by the Civil Defence Force soldier.
Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa has visited the Ganga Rama Viharaya today. The objective was to look into the well-being of the ailing chief incumbent of the Viharaya, Venerable Galabura Gnani Sirathera. The former president has also called on Venerable Dr. Kirindaya Sajithera of the Viharaya and received blessings.
World Children's Day programs are being conducted island-wide. The theme is "Children are more precious than anything else." State Minister of Mass Media Shanta Bandara has presided over World Children's Day ceremony organized by the Alaua Pradeshiya Sabha. The Divisional Secretariat Division Office has organized a World Children's Day commemoration at the Padukka Week Fair premises. Skills of children were displayed on this occasion, which was also attended by the Colombo District Parliamentarian Jagat Kumara Sumitra Rache.
An intellectual dialogue titled "The Open Economy in JR" was conducted by the President's Office at the Sri Lanka Foundation Institute yesterday. In the year 1977, the then President J.R. Jayawardena has introduced the open economy to Sri Lanka. Among all South Asian countries, Sri Lanka was the first country which had experimented the system. Later on, it was followed by other countries including India and China, which have become economic powerhouses of the world today. The aim of the conference was to educate the relevant groups on the shortcomings and overlooking of the open market system and to find remedies to encounter the challenges to be faced at present or in future. Professor Rohan Samarajiva and Professor Aminda Metsila have delivered orations. MPs and ministers as well as opposition politicians have attended the event. Well, that's it on Local Stories. We'll be back with news overseas.
இஸ்ரூதான அல்லது சிசுதான சிறுவர் சேமிப்பு கணக்கில் டிசம்பர் 31ஆம் தேதி வரை பணத்தை வைப்புச் செய்யவும். அனைவருக்கும் பெறுமதிமிக்க பரிசுகள். நீங்களும் சீக்கிரமாக பீப்பிள்ஸ் பேங்கிற்கு வாருங்கள்.
And in foreign news, police in the Indian capital Delhi have raided the homes of several prominent journalists and authors in connection with an investigation into the funding of news website NewsClick. Police have seized mobile phones and laptops of those they raided today. Officials are reportedly investigating allegations that NewsClick got illegal funds from China, a charge it denies. Critics say the move is an international attack on press freedom, or rather an intentional attack on press freedom. Started in 2009, NewsClick is an independent news and current affairs website which is known to be critical of the government. In 2021, it was raided by tax authorities on allegations of breaking India's foreign direct investment rules. The coordinated raids at 30 locations today are some of the largest and most extensive on India's media in recent years.
Welcome back, and we move on to sports news now. Sri Lankan competitor has been able to receive a medal in the javelin throwing event in an Asian game after 17 years. Nadisha Lekamge has won a silver medal in the women's javelin throwing event.
She has recorded a distance of 61.57 meters in the javelin event, which was also a new Sri Lankan record. The gold medal was won by Indian athlete Anu Rani, who threw a distance of 62.92 meters.
Lines it up, drops that.
Manager of Sri Lankan cricketer Danushka Gunatilaka says the player, who was relieved of all charges in Australia, will return to the island after a lapse of 11 months. Former Sri Lanka Test cricket captain Kumar Sangakkara has once again been appointed to the post of president of the Marylebone Cricket Club, or the MCC, of England. A warm-up match between Sri Lanka and Afghanistan of the World Cup cricket tournament is presently being played in Guwahati, India. The Sri Lankan team were all out for 294 runs, with Kusal Mendis scoring 158. The Asun Shanaka did not play due to an injury. The Afghanistan team is presently chasing a victory target of 295 runs.
Well, that's it on the news tonight. Join us again tomorrow at the very same time. Have a pleasant night.